In today's video, I want to highlight a massive AAA RPG that is in development right now and set to release before 2021. Now, we don't know what it is, but it's coming from CD Projekt Red. Whether it be a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 game, we don't know. I would imagine a PS5 game, but I do want to highlight that and speculate on what it could be, as CD Projekt Red might have a franchise that you might be a little familiar with. We've got the release date for Remedy's next title, in Control, and that will be coming to the PlayStation 4. Remedy in the past had been doing a lot of Xbox and PC exclusives, titles such as Alan Wake, Quantum Break, but their next game, In Control, is dropping this summer and it will be hitting the PlayStation 4. Attack on Titan 2, the video game, is getting a major expansion in the final battle that'll add the contents of Season 3 of the anime. A trailer is out right now, although if you're watching the anime and you're an anime-only watcher, I would say stay away from that trailer as it is spoiler city, but I do want to highlight that. Also want to highlight a couple of new PlayStation 4 games we've heard about, including Among the Sleep Enhanced Edition and AngerForce Reloaded. Those games will be coming rather soon, and Kingdom Hearts 3 has already been released. However, it continues to maintain the position as the best-selling game of 2019 thus far. I imagine it'll get outpaced at some point, but good to see KH3 still doing rather well from a sales standpoint. God knows Square Enix needs that. So we'll cover that at the end of this video. First up, Cyberpunk 2077 is the main game that CD Projekt Red is working on. However, they said something very interesting. Coming from a post on the studio's official Polish forum where it writes, quote, "As far as the strategy of the CD Projekt Red Capital Group for 2016 to 2021 is concerned, its plans to release the second AAA game by 2021 remain unchanged. We are currently focusing on the production and promotion of Cyberpunk, so we do not want to comment further on other projects." Okay, so that's super interesting, and a lot of people are going to speculate as to what that could be. Now, I don't think Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be released in 2019. However, I don't completely rule it out because we know that the studio is going to be at E3. We know that Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be there. Do we really need to see more footage of the game without a firm release date? I really don't know what that's going to accomplish. Everybody is pretty much sold on Cyberpunk at this point. Seeing more of the game, yeah, it'll be cool. If it's at a playable state and people at E3 can play the game, cool. But I don't think the excitement will really be drummed up unless we get an official release date announcement, and a release date coming in fall 2019. I think that would get gamers very excited. And now that we know that they are looking to release another game before the end of 2021, would they really release Cyberpunk 2077 in 2020 and then follow it up with another game just a year later? That seems very uncharacteristic of CD Projekt Red. They usually take their time a little bit, especially with their major releases. Witcher 3, remember, that released all the way back in 2015. We got a couple expansions for that, and then we got Cyberpunk 2077. If CD Projekt Red is there, I wouldn't be all too shocked if we see a teaser trailer of something, because do recall that Cyberpunk 2077 was announced years before the release of Witcher 3. I believe it was announced all the way back in 2012, so yes, it's been a long time coming for that game, and I wouldn't be all too shocked if we did get a teaser trailer for, who knows, maybe a Witcher 4? They said they closed the book on Witcher and Geralt of Rivia's story, but hey, I've heard so many other developers say that in the past. I wouldn't be shocked if they go back to Witcher, considering how big of an IP that's become. In terms of looking at things from a financial standpoint, CD Projekt Red would be a little foolish to abandon The Witcher altogether. I mean, they did put out Thronebreaker, but we've seen it from them. If they just announce a brand new IP, gamers are gonna get excited because we know that CD Projekt Red is gonna bring with it quality. They've hit that tier and that level as a game development studio where you know anything that they put out is gonna be at an elite level, and that's why gamers are so excited for Cyberpunk 2077. But man, there's more reason to be excited as they're looking to put out another AAA RPG, and it's set to release before 2021. We'll see how that shapes up. Next up, Remedy is gonna be putting out a game very soon, and interestingly enough, with this game, it will be coming to the PlayStation 4, published by 505 Games. Control will be released on the PS4 on August 27th, so it'll be released later in the summertime. Usually this is around the time where game releases pick up, usually during that end of August period. I remember games like a couple of years ago, Splinter Cell Blacklist was released at the end of August, and usually you do see game releases ramp up by the end of August. So Control's really not going to hit that period where game releases are absolutely dead, but it is going to be the first wave of new game releases heading into that fall period, so I think that's a good time frame to put this game out. Just seems like there hasn't been all too much anticipation for Control, and that's usually the case with Remedy titles. As good as they are, I loved Alan Wake, I loved Alan Wake American Nightmare. I thought Quantum Break was an okay game, but what you'll see with all of those games is, from a commercial standpoint, they didn't do all too well. Alan Wake most notably, that game really reached a modicum of success when it was ported to PC. When it was on the Xbox 360, yes, it was received pretty well critically, but from a commercial sense, it was a pretty big blunder. And maybe that's the case of these games being priced at $60 and being relatively short experiences. I don't know. Control, based on what we've seen, does look rather good. It seems to be following in the footsteps of Quantum Break, so we'll see how it turns out on August 27th. I hope that anticipation for the game does ramp up a little bit ahead of its release. We're still a couple months away, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. Next up, Attack on Titan 2, the video game, is getting a major expansion in the final battle. That's been revealed with a new trailer. However, if you're an anime-only watcher of Attack on Titan, you haven't read the manga, I would stay away from that trailer as it is spoiler city. But the final battle will include the contents from Season 3 of the anime as well, and it'll be dropping in July. Now, I believe Season 3 of the anime is actually kicking off next month, and it'll be wrapping up around early July. So that actually makes it a great time period for Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle to be released. If you watch the anime weekly and you finish up with that, then you can move on to Final Battle and you can play through it in the video game form as well. Now, it will be released as a standalone physical and digital copy, which will include the base Attack on Titan 2 game as well as the Final Battle expansion, but an expansion will also be released for those of you that already own Attack on Titan 2. I imagine that the standalone game will be around $50. Attack on Titan 2 has really held up in value even when it's on sale. It's on sale for like $36, and that game is pretty old. Now that you're adding a major piece of expansion to it, I would not expect the standalone release to be cheap, so just bear that in mind. Attack on Titan 2 is actually a pretty good game, Tecmo Koei. Their games generally, fundamentally, are very, very similar, but Attack on Titan being the premise that it is with the maneuver gear and whatnot, you have to feature things in a different way, and Attack on Titan 2 is actually a pretty good game. Now, I would recommend you to be a fan of the franchise. Just don't go into it knowing nothing about AOT. You're not going to have a rather great time then. But if you're a fan of AOT, the game's worth checking out. Unfortunately, again, it is just rather pricey. So again, Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle will be dropping July 5th. You can pick up the expansion or you can pick up the standalone release. Next up, I do want to highlight a couple of new games that have been confirmed for the PlayStation 4. First up, we have Among the Sleep Enhanced Edition. That launches May 29th. And Among the Sleep is developed by Norwegian developer Krillbite, and it's an extraordinary first-person horror game that tells the story of a 2-year-old child going on a terrifying trip around the house in order to find its missing mother. The Enhanced Edition comes with extra content, including a completely new museum level with behind-the-scenes content and extra footage. It also includes a digital art book and a digital soundtrack. Moreover, players will now get to choose which pajamas their character wears in the game. New dialogue has also been added, and a plethora of improvements were made in terms of visuals, performance, and gameplay. Among the Sleep Enhanced Edition hits the PlayStation 4 on May 29th. And then we also have the announcement of the shoot-'em-up title AngerForce Reloaded. That's hitting the PS4 on April 2nd, and this is a pretty stylish shoot-'em-up title. Development for this game began in 2013, and the tools that were used were all developed in-house, and it's fair to say that they lacked experience at that point. But the game has developed into something pretty compelling. A trailer has been released, and again, it will be dropping April 2nd. If you're into shoot-'em-up titles, this one looks to be a pretty interesting game. Maybe not a game you pick up day one, but definitely keep it on your wish list. Again, AngerForce Reloaded is an action-packed, vertically scrolling shoot-'em-up title that pays homage to the classics of 90s arcade. We'll leave a link to the PlayStation blog post where you can read more about it, but I would say keep that game on your radar. And lastly, I've been talking a lot about the blunder that is Square Enix recently. They put out games like Left Alive, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Just Cause 4. Unfortunately, those games didn't turn out all too well from a critical or commercial sense. However, Kingdom Hearts 3 has done very, very well, as it has maintained the position as the best-selling game of 2019 year to date. Now, it also does have the benefit of being one of the games released early this year. However, Resident Evil 2 did release before Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 sold better, and that's pretty impressive. However, Resident Evil 2 did also release on PC, and we don't have the exact numbers for that. So in totality, RE2 might actually be a little bit ahead. However, Matt Pisella and the NPD group, who covers the US video game market, did say that KH3 is at number 1. It remains number 1 in the top 10 best-selling titles of 2019 year-to-date, followed by Anthem and Resident Evil 2. It ranked number 3 in the top 20 best-selling titles behind Anthem and Jump Force in February of 2019, number 5 in top 10 Xbox One titles, and number 3 in top 10 PS4 titles. Again, that's for just February. Year-to-date, it's at number 1, so that's very good for Square Enix. Hopefully they can put out more successful games like Kingdom Hearts 3. Hopefully they can keep the Kingdom Hearts franchise rolling, because I'm not a big fan of waiting years on end between game release and just having collections to hold us over. And guess what? You've kind of milked the collection train dry, so at this point, new games are bust. Even if it's spin-offs, let's just see more games at a consistent basis, and let's see Square Enix put out some more compelling products. But at the very least, Kingdom Hearts 3 has been a gigantic success. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, Cyberpunk 2077 isn't CDPR's only title they're working on. Another AAA RPG RPG is set to release before 2021. We'll keep you guys posted as what that could be. Maybe another Witcher title, maybe a new IP altogether. We do not know. Remedy's Control is set to release on August 27th. Attack on Titan 2 is getting a major expansion with the final battle. That comes July 5th. Among the Sleep Enhanced Edition hits the PS4 on May 29th. AngerForce Reloaded, a shoot-'em-up title, hits the PS4 on April 2nd. And Kingdom Hearts 3 maintains position as best-selling game of 2019 year to date. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.